A very warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining us on Nationwide today, reaching you live on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I am Ruth Aguela. President Muhammadu Buhari has paid a visit to the Lambeth Palace, the official London residence of the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby. The president was received by the Archbishop of Canterbury, Reverend Justin Welby, who has been a regular visitor to the Nigerian House in London as guest of President Muhammadu Buhari. Nigeria and England share a long history of cordial relations, and this reciprocal visit is a testimony to that. Pictures released by the Special Assistant to the President on New Media, Bashir Ahmed, shows President Buhari with Most Reverend Justin Welby at the Lambeth Palace on the south bank of River Thames. Back home in another development, President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated Archbishop Ignatius Kaigama on his appointment as Archbishop of the Catholic Archdiocese of Abuja by the Holy Father Francis, following the retirement of John Cardinal Onaikan. The President, in a statement, recognizes the roles Archbishop Kaigama had played in promoting peace, interfaith dialogue and mutual understanding between Christians and Muslims in Nigeria. As His Grace Archbishop Kaigama begins a new phase of his ministry, the President joins all members of the Catholic Church across Nigeria in praying for a successful and memorable tenure in office that will see the Church accomplish great things for the unity and prosperity of the nation, while complementing government's efforts at human and material development. The President also felicitates with John Cardinal Onaikan on his retirement, commending His Eminence for his dedicated service to the Catholic Church and invaluable contributions to the spiritual life of Christians under his pastoral care. Similarly, the Plateau State Governor Simon Bako Lalong has congratulated Archbishop Ignatius Kaigama on his appointment as the Archbishop of the Catholic Church of the Catholic Archdiocese of Abuja following the retirement of John Cardinal Onaikan. The governor, in a statement, described the appointment of Archbishop as a higher calling to divine duty, which follows his impeccable track record of service in the Lord's vineyard over decades. He expressed joy at the new bishop's tremendous contribution to the growth of the Catholic Church in Nigeria and Plateau State in particular, where he consistently availed his wealth of wisdom and experiences, especially during difficult moments. Governor Lalong prayed for God's grace for Archbishop Kaigama to carry out the new assignment and assured him of the continuous prayers and support of the government and people of Plateau State. The Plateau State Governor also congratulated John Cardinal Onaikan on his retirement after years of meritorious service to God, the Church and Nigeria. And now to Eid al-Maulud. As Muslims mark Eid al-Maulud, President Muhammadu Buhari says the greatest honor they could do to Prophet Muhammad is to follow his shining examples of non-violence, peaceful disposition, and remarkable virtues of prayers, of patience. In his goodwill message to the Muslim Ummah, to commemorate the birthday of Prophet Muhammad, President Buhari says imbibing the virtues which the Holy Prophet is historically famous and revered for would impact greatly on changing attitudes than the best sermons ever will in tackling violent extremism, ideologies, and indiscriminate killings, which portrays the faith in bad light. The President advises Muslims not to allow their children to be lured and recruited by extremists who will ultimately destroy their lives and future. He wishes the Muslim Ummah a peaceful celebration and urges them to renew their resolve in promoting tolerance, love, harmony and peaceful coexistence in the country. The President sent special goodwill messages to emirs of Daura, Kazaure, Hadejia and Gumel, whose people celebrate Eid Maulud, named Salah Gani, with greater favor and prayers for unity, progress and prosperity of all Muslims around the world. And still on Maulud, the President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, has felicitated with Muslims on the commemoration of Eid al-Maulud. A statement by his special advisor on media, Ola Awoni, says he urges Muslims and Nigerians in general to imbibe the virtues of peace, justice and love for one another as exemplified by Prophet Muhammad. Similarly, the Speaker, House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, has urged countrymen and women, especially the Muslim Ummah, to use the occasion of Maulud to offer prayers for Nigeria. In a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Lanre Lasisi, the Speaker calls for continuous prayers for Nigeria as Maulud for Nigeria and observed in remembrance of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is a time for sober reflection. Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress rejoices with Nigerians, especially Muslims, on the occasion, calling for citizens to be law-abiding and eschew hate to build a worthy nation. In other news, President Muhammadu Buhari warmly greets former governor of Anambra State, Dame Virgie Etiaba, who turns 77 today, describing her as the good teacher who completely altered the history of Nigeria as first female governor between November 2006 and February 2007. In a statement by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, says the president joins family members, friends, professional and political associates in celebrating the quintessential leader. President Buhari commends her disciplined and focused life, urging her to proudly reflect on her legacy of building the nation by imbibing the younger generation with sound moral and educational values. President Buhari praised that the Almighty God will continue to strengthen Dame Etiaba, grant her longer life and good health. Let's shift our attention to all the issues now. More than 5 billion naira was raised in support of the poor and vulnerable women and children in some parts of the northern states of Nigeria. Now, this was at a dinner organized by a non-governmental organization in support of children around the world, especially in Nigeria. Vice President Professor Yemi Oshibajo. The event says it is obvious that government alone cannot provide the needs of all and expresses the need for more philanthropic gestures in support of social programs in the country. Let's hear from State House correspondent Jide Onifade.
It's all about the Nigerian children. This dance drama paints the prowling diseases and avoidable conflicts that have placed women and children in pitiable conditions, not only in Nigeria, but across the globe. In every minute, 2 or more children may be losing their lives to a disease that is preventable or treatable. In Nigeria, Save the Children Fund is working with the Kupi Foundation, headed by Florence Ifeoluwa Otedola.
I went to Borno State, and the first child I met at Molai Hospital was only 2 years old. She was so malnourished that she needed a blood transfusion. Bed after bed, I met more and more sick children dying, including a 16-year-old mother who was also malnourished.
Although hundreds of millions of children have been saved through radical approach by governments across the world to reduce child mortality, according to Global Childhood Report 2019, released by the Save the Children campaigners. The general feeling, however, is that more could still be done by respective governments, organizations, and even on individual level to prevent death of 44.4 million children annually.
Yet we are far from where we ought to be. 1.7 million new job entrants come into the job market every year. We are 4 million pupils short of our target for school feeding, even though we're feeding 9.3 million. When we looked at our last estimates, we should be doing 15 million in microcredits to make the difference that we should make. We're at 2 million. It's obvious that government should not do it alone. It is time for each and every one of us to decide we really can make a difference and make our own contribution to this cause of ensuring that the poor and the vulnerable are given a decent life and attain some dignity while they are alive.
Women don't eat up the money by themselves or their family. They make sure that they give it to others.
Organizers promised that the proceeds from the event will go towards the foundation's programs that will benefit thousands of Nigerians in need. A number of serving governors and dignitaries, including the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Adam Shirley, and former Senate President Bukola Saraki, were in attendance. In Abuja, Jude Onifade, NTA News.
And it was an atmosphere of joy, hope, and next-level promise fulfilled for the people of Kajola in Ogun State and neighboring states with the sighting of the wagon assembly plant in their community. Vice President Professor Yemi Oshibajo performed the ceremony in the state. Oyinaya Kaluoka captured the mood of the people.
Kajola is a remote community in Ifo local government in Ogun State. It is a community that they are known for farming and also petty trading. The literal meaning of Kajola is let us come together and make wealth. The sound of Ekabo, the Yoruba word meaning welcome, filled the air as the people of Kajola could not hide their joy.
I'm very happy in short.
The thing that won't happen today, we like it though. It's very beautiful.
Listen, I don't see the new level of the Buhari regime.
From the young to the old, both male and female came out in their numbers to witness the landmark event. They said this project will change the face of the community, bringing development, opening windows of opportunities.
Because I know if they finish everything up now, it will give me more excitement. You know that our children will benefit. So far, the thing is happen here.
Traditional ruler of the community said, besides job creation, the project will bring about technological transfer and conserve foreign exchange.
And it's a great opportunity for everybody. You, the youth, old and young, ever since they have actually started, you won't hear anything that is bad. They don't quarrel with the Chinese. They were not actually quarrel with anybody who are doing the project.
The project is expected to progress to the manufacturing of coaches and locomotives in the next few years. Meanwhile, plans by the federal government to establish the University of Transportation in Daura, Katsina State has been completed. Oyinaya Kaluoka, NTA News.
And from Ogun State, let's head to Lagos to join Michael Olale for more reports on Nationwide. Good to see you, Michael.
Good to see you, Ruth, and welcome to Lagos. Another major tragedy was averted in Lagos this Monday when a tanker loaded with 33 liters of petrol exploded at Ipaja Road in Alimosho area. Dotun Ogunyemi reports that though 2 vehicles were burned, no life was lost as the firefighters and other rescue agencies proactively responded and averted disaster.
The reportedly raging fire had been put out and the area cordoned off by emergency responders, leaving the carcass of the tanker and 2 vehicles in its wake. The activities of petrol tankers in and out of the area is largely due to the presence of oil depots in its environs, which residents say poses threats to lives and property.
We thank God that security is around and they come quickly to rescue the tanker.
Oladokun Idowu is a taxi driver. His only means of livelihood was partly burnt in the fire.
We see all the trailer that they pass here. After the last one, the cable wire is caught, spark, and catch this one and spoil our motor. Before I carry this motor come out here, the only God help me.
The incident has forced motorists to seek alternative routes, with built-up traffic easing off due to the holiday. In Lagos, Dotun Ogunyemi, NTA News.
Key players from the public and private sectors, as well as security agencies, have described the decision by the federal government to partially close her land borders as impetus to economic growth. At an interactive session in Lagos, they emphasized the need for full compliance with ECOWAS protocol by neighboring countries before reopening of the borders. Paulo Mukago reports.
The federal government partially closed our land borders in August to address smuggling activities and insecurity. 2 months into the closure, these experts, according to them, it affords Nigerians and the government the opportunity to do a proper evaluation of the situation in terms of security, trade and commerce along the West African corridor.
It's not just to close the border for closure's sake, no. After we close the border, we must also do certain things as far as processes, procedures, infrastructure, security is concerned.
With government bent on diversifying the economy, issues relating to under-declaration and transloading of cargoes were raised.
There's no way an importer that has complied, then somebody, an agency or a security agency will stop his work for any other thing. I don't think so.
A common area of agreement from the meeting is a need for the private sector to collaborate with government in building structures and putting necessary infrastructure in place to complement the gains of the partial closure. In Lagos, Paulo Mukago, NTA News.
A specialized training program aimed at improving the skills of officers working in Cabinet Affairs Office and those relating with them at the ministries, departments and agencies is ongoing in Lagos. Ken Egbeluge reports that the 3-day training on cabinet documentation and policy management processes is being organized by the Cabinet Affairs Office of the Government of the Federation.
The importance of human capacity building in any organization cannot be overstressed, and most of the countries that are leading the world in industrial development is not solely based on their resources, but on the ability to utilize the human capacity at their disposal. The objective of the 3-day training, the Permanent Secretary, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation explained, is to improve the skills of the Directorate and senior level officers at the ministries, departments, and agencies in the area of policy management.
This training will help the MDAs to begin to package the memos properly so that in terms of consideration, the processing time will be reduced and it will lead to policies, projects and programs which government wants to put in place for citizens to actually achieve the democratic dividends which they so desire and campaign for.
The hands-on training is expected to prepare the participants for the development of robust memoranda that will in turn lead to the government's resolve to move Nigeria to the next level.
By giving them the needed skills, knowledge and attitude to enable them to prepare Federal Executive Council memos and drafts.
Technology keeps improving with time, so we can't afford to stay on what we were doing before. We keep wanting to advance and keep up with what is happening technologically and otherwise.
This is the second in the series of training to sharpen the skills of officers in the MDAs. In Lagos, Ken Egbeluge, NTA News.
For 10 days, the Central Business District of Lagos was a beehive as traders, investors and entrepreneurs converged on the Tafawa Balewa Square to be part of the Lagos International Trade Fair. Ruth Ariyo Samuel, who monitored the activities at the fair, reports that the confidence of investors in the Nigerian economy was rekindled at the 33rd edition of the trade fair.
The 33rd Lagos International Trade Fair, which drew more than 2,000 exhibitors from within and outside Nigeria, interacting, showcasing their goods and services, attracted buyers from the nooks and crannies of Lagos and beyond. In his message to the closing of the fair, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the state will be repositioned to promote ease of doing business. His representative, Lola Akonde, who is the Commissioner for Commerce, Industry and Cooperatives, noted that government intends to harness the state's potential in key areas of the economy.
With the number of new businesses connections registered, I have no doubt that our economy will witness new value addition, innovation, and overall socio-economic development.
President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Babatunde Ruwashe, said the resilience and faith of exhibitors in the Nigerian economy is commendable. He, however, urged the government to create more business-friendly environment.
We need to do this in order to fully harness the huge enterprising resource of domestic and foreign investors for the diversification of our economy.
Reputed to be the largest business market in the ECOWAS sub-region, the Lagos International Trade Fair is held annually. In Lagos, Ruth Ario Samuel, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Lagos. Nationwide continues after the break. Do stay with us.
Governor Yahaya Bello is evidently a man favored. The multitude of friends, party men and women who gathered to witness the flag-off of the gubernatorial campaign of Governor Yahaya Bello, the brand new Oga Onugwata of Atai Gala, and his amiable deputy governor, Chief Edward Onoja, provides a resounding proof. A gathering that has this caliber of people in attendance is indeed a testimony of a man who is well in touch with the appropriate political classes that will further connect Kogi State to the sources of development and prosperity. Today, investors are indicating interest to do business in Kogi State. Kogi is firmly connected to the center that works. The Ajokuta Steel Company is about to witness a dramatic turnaround that will revive the pride and worth of the state. Let's join hands to put Kogi on the national map of development. Vote Yahaya Bello and his deputy, Chief Edward Onoja, a rational choice.
The Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, cordially invites the general public to the 2019 Abuja Carnival, taking place between 23rd and 25th November 2019. Theme: Culture for Peace. Street Carnival and opening ceremony, Saturday 23rd November 2019. Venue from Old Parade Ground to Area 1 Abuja. Time from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Other cultural activities on display are Children's Fiesta at GSS Area 10 Garki Abuja, Durbar at Kuje Stadium, Boat Regatta at Jabi Dam, Masquerade Fiesta at Government Day Secondary School, Gwagwalada, Traditional Cuisine Fair and Bush Bar at Old Parade Ground, Command Performance and Award Night, as well as Contemporary Music Fiesta at the Old Parade Ground from 23rd to 25th November 2019. Time from 8:30 p.m. till dawn daily. Deaconess Grace Isu Gekbe, Permanent Secretary, Federal Minister of Information and Culture, announcer.
This year, like every other year, for over a decade, we celebrate and reward African creatives around the world at the African Academy Awards ZAFA 2019 in Abuja, Nigeria. The second homecoming event is a 3-day gathering of industry stakeholders and enthusiasts to network as well as encourage and motivate budding talents. The movie screenings, exhibitions, and masterclasses will hold at the Silverbird Galleria on the 22nd to 23rd November 2019. The awards and gala night on the 24th of November 2019 at the prestigious Transcorp Hilton Hotel Abuja. For inquiries and sponsorship, advert placements, and tickets, call the following numbers on your screen now or visit www.zafa.org.
This is wonderful. I'm super excited about this. Nothing is expected of them other than awesomeness.
ZAFA 2019. Come expecting the unexpected.
Helpline Foundation Nigeria and partners present the 3rd Annual African Women Conference AWC 2019, a gathering of experts, institutions, corporate organizations, and individuals promoting the growth, stability, and development of African women, through which various resources available to African women can be channeled towards the sustainable development of the continent.
Keynote speakers: Impol Tallinn,
Ramatu Tijani Aliu, Madam Magdala Cooper, Pinta Masigarba, Karima Ranim, Ibtisame Azao, Dr. Anissa Nagra, veteran Nollywood actors and actresses.
Theme, building a coalition to end gender inequality in Africa. Dates 21st to 23rd November 2019. Venue, Kenzi Menara Palace, Marrakesh, Morocco. For participation and inquiries, visit www.africa-womenconference.org or call +234 806 5388 424. AWC, building an Africa where every woman's potential is fully harnessed. Powered by Helpline Foundation Nigeria, Echoes Africa Initiatives New York, International Center for Diplomacy, Morocco.
Thanks for staying with NTA. A chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, Alhaji Nasiru Haladu Dano, has organized a medical outreach targeting over 5,000 people in Dutse, the Jigawa state capital. Awal Mohammed Kazauri reports that the APC stalwart also donated vehicles to the state police command.
Which was organized under the Nasiru Haladu Dano Foundation was conducted by a team of physicians from the United States of America. The doctors will be consulting patients on various ailments and distribute drugs at no cost. The organizer, Alhaji Nasiru Haladu Dano, says the objective of the medical outreach is to help the poor have access to good medical care.
We are expecting to have about 5,000 participants in this medical mission. By the grace of God, it will be ended on Monday and it's going to be successful.
To improve the health of his fellow countrymen by providing funds to allow committed healthcare professionals to use their skills to improve health in men, women and children.
The representative of Jigawa State Government, Secretary to the State Government and the Emir of Dutse commended the outreach initiative, saying it will add value to the healthcare services in the state. Earlier, the foundation has donated 7 vehicles to Jigawa State Police Command to improve security surveillance. From Dutse, Awal Muhammad Kazauri, NTA News.
And Benin is our next stop on Nationwide as we join Okochukuka Ona with more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Okochukuka.
Hello, Ruth. Good afternoon. Inclusion of more women in governance topped agenda at the Laudao 2019 Women's Summit as part of activities that mark the 3rd year anniversary of Governor Obaseki's administration. Goodluck Enaini has details.
The Women's Summit, an event introduced by the Obaseki administration, is to give women in the state a sense of belonging. The yearly gathering of women across the 18 local government areas of the state is to take stock of the effect of governance in the advancement of women's welfare. It is also to celebrate the successes recorded in the last 3 years.
The state has produced in this time one of the best performing governments. And so we are here to solidarize our government and thank and appreciate them, our husbands and our brothers and uncles for the government doing a great job.
For Governor Obaseki, making women in the state more resourceful is a priority of his administration.
The achievements we have made so far as Edo State, as a government, could not have been possible but for the efforts of the women in our cabinet.
Prizes were given to outstanding local government in parade competition. In Benin, Goodluck Enaini, NTA News.
Activities at various courts in Benin City were grounded last week following the boycott of courts by members of the Nigerian Bar Association to protest the kidnap of Justice Chioma Nwosu-Iheme of the Court of Appeal. Eugene Ndubisi interacted with some lawyers on the next line of action after the 3-day boycott expired last Friday.
The 3-day boycott of courts by the Nigeria Bar Association Benin branch has ended, and a judge yet to regain her freedom. The situation, however, has halted cases that would have been attended to. Some members of the association were speaking on need to provide adequate security of lives and property in the city said they will reconvene for next line of action.
We are representatives of the people. The association give us the mandate to represent them. And it is the same association that will, at a meeting and in this case, an emergency meeting that will be called by the bar to determine the next way forward.
They appealed to the government and security agents to do more to ensure that the kidnapped judge regains her freedom on heart.
We need our honorable justice back, and for that matter, every other Nigerian, we do not want this kind of occurrence.
My message to those who have held captive the honorable judge of the Court of Appeal is to release the honorable judge unconditionally. I will continue to say that again and again.
Eugenia Ndubisi, NTA News.
And now, stakeholders at all levels have been urged to encourage young Nigerian inventors, especially students, to commercialize their innovative projects. This was the focus of the 2019 Inventors Concerts of a non-governmental organization at the Physics Department, University of Benin. Adobejo Jegba reports.
That was a drone aircraft designed by 22-year-old Moses Osegali, an HND1 mechanical engineering student of Aushi Polytechnic. His innovation is one among other inventors' projects. He exhibited at the second edition of the Inventors Concert with the theme Commercialization of Students' Innovative Projects, a tool for job creation.
I started building drone aircraft from secondary school when I was still writing my WAEC. Though I passed through a lot of challenges, but my passion kept pulling me.
It's high time invention displayed by indigenous inventors and innovators should go beyond just showcasing it for awards. It's time we move to the next level. And what is the next level? It's commercialization.
A certificate of appreciation was presented to NTA Benin Network Center for its role in encouraging young inventors in the state. Awards were also given to the best innovative projects designers at the concert. In Benin, Adubeji Ojegba, NTA News.
And as our contribution from Benin is back to you, Ruth, in Abuja.
Thanks, Ogochukwuka, and quite an innovation there. But let's talk about judiciary here. A court of appeal in Ibadan has dismissed the petition filed by Allied People's Movement and its governorship candidate, Adekunle Akinlade, challenging the judgment of the governorship election petition tribunal, which affirmed the election of Prince Dapo Abiodun of the All Progressives Congress as the governor of Ogun State. Lukman Adefeso reports.
Allied People's Movement and its governorship candidate, Honorable Abdulkabir Akinlade, had appealed the judgment of Election Petition Tribunal delivered on September 14, 2019, insisting that Prince Dapo Abiodun was not qualified to contest the election and that the governor did not win the March 9 governorship election in Ogun State. The court, in a unanimous decision, held that the appeal lodged by Allied People's Movement lacked merit, and the presiding judge, Mohammed Danjuma, delivered judgment in favor of Prince Dapo Abiodun.
Thank God the Court of Appeal has delivered its judgment in favor of the respondent, and have equally confirmed that Dapo Abiodun is the governor of Ogun State by lawful votes.
Meanwhile, it was jubilation for members of All Progressives Congress, APC, who were at the court. They described the judgment as victory for the people and commitment to the rule of law.
Expected anything less than this. This is the real judgment.
What the people of Ogun State said, that indeed they voted for President Abiodun. For us as well, we're not gloating about this. We're always simply challenged to do more for the people of Ogun State, and we will keep the door of inclusiveness open.
We're happy about it. The people of Ogun State are happy about it, that the judiciary have played their role the way they normally play it. Based on the fact before them, Mr. Governor has won again. That is the voice of the people, is the voice of God. The governor has been at peace before, but is going to be more relaxed now to do the job of governance.
With this victory, people say the governor should not be distracted anymore. They advised him to focus on actualizing his dream of repositioning Ogun State to an enviable standard.
In other news, unknown persons suspected to be political thugs have set the Social Democratic Party Secretariat in Lokoja on fire. Ajibola Christopher reports that the gubernatorial candidate of the party, alongside running mate, visited the Secretariat to assess the destruction.
The Social Democratic Party Secretariat, SDP, in Lokoja has been burnt down by some unknown gunmen suspected to be hoodlums about 12 midnight. An eyewitness, who is the secretary of the party, told NTA News that at the time of the incident at the secretariat, there was sporadic gunshot. The gubernatorial candidate of the party, Natasha Akpoti, alongside the running mate who inspected the building, described the destruction as a threat to democracy and called on security agents in the state to fish out the culprit.
You cannot go out of your way and deliberately cause harm and destruction to people and their properties. It's not right.
Last Thursday, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja overturned INEC decision to disqualify her to contest the November 16th election in the state. In Lokoja, Ajibola Christopher, NTA News.
All right, let's go to Jos now to join Zenret for more reports. Hello, Zenret.
And welcome to Jos. A tea processing factory is to be established in Plateau State thanks to the visit of Governor Simon Lalong to Kenya on behalf of the Northern Governors Forum. This followed the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Plateau State government and the government of Kericho County in Kenya. Priscilla Grumnan reports.
The Memorandum of Understanding was signed on behalf of the two governments by Professor Danladi Atu, Secretary to the Government of Plateau State, and Joas Bet, County Secretary of Kericho in Kenya, and witnessed by the two governors. Before the signing of the agreement, Governor Lalong had taken a tour of the Katepa Tea Processing and Packaging Company, which is the largest tea farming company in Kenya that is driven by Farmer Cooperative Society. He was taken round the company by the Managing Director, Albert Otochi, who explained that the company was founded by small-scale farmers who are the major stakeholders and determine its day-to-day running through the board of directors. Through the cooperative society, the farmers are encouraged to cultivate tea and coffee, which is then bought off them by the company and processed. Lalong had also visited a private dairy farm where he was taken around the production line by the chairman of the farm, who expressed willingness to share experiences with Plateau State and indeed other northern states in modern way of cattle rearing, which is not only profitable but a new way of maintaining communal harmony and better utilization of scarce land resources. The chairman of the Northern Governors Forum was later hosted to a warm reception at the office of the governor of Kericho County, where members of the county legislature and the executive were in attendance. Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
As part of measures to improve potable water supply, sanitation, and hygiene wash status of Plateau State, key players have urged government at all levels to be more committed to wash activities in governance. This was during a summit on the water sector in the state. Ijoma Zamina has details.
Clean water, good sanitation, and hygiene are essentials for sustainable social and economic development of any state or nation. To this, the Vote for Wash advocacy campaign focused on lobbying elected officials to honor their commitments for accountable governance and improved sanitation in the state. Team leader, European Union technical assistance to civil society organizations, Water Supply Sanitation Sector Reform Program 3, Mr. Rotimi Toviho said Plateau State is the headquarters of the program, hence the need to ensure water facilities are properly maintained and kept.
We've also been able to launch the reform documents for the water sector in this state, and above all, we've been able to have a water sector law.
Plateau State Governor representative explained that the launch is for elected officials to prioritize wash activities through budgetary allocations and facilitating releases.
We are gathered here to remind ourselves of the promises made to our electors of our determination and commitment to giving them a meaningful life through provision of clean water and decent environment.
All the presentations were geared towards mobilization, sensitization, and collaboration for a cleaner environment and safe water. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemina, NTA News.
Orphanages play a critical role in mitigating the impact of violence against vulnerable children in Nigeria. Towards this end, critical players in humanitarian service in Nigeria are advocating the partnership of government and corporate organizations in realizing this objective. Dungchung reports.
12 delegates from each state deliberated on issues affecting orphans and to proffer solutions to their challenges. Reverend Dele George decried continued violence against orphans, where she noted that it is a task for both government and corporate entities to provide succor to the vulnerable.
Violence against children must stop because it's a sin against God and it's a sin against humanity. These children, they are already vulnerable, they are weak, and we're there to raise them up. We need to preserve the lives of our children because when you preserve the life of the children, you preserve the nation.
Wife of the Plateau State Governor, Regina Lalong representative, said to achieve this feat, a lot need to be done at this critical moment to address problems faced by orphans. To further strengthen civil-military cooperation, the General Officer commanding 3 Armored Division Nigerian Army, Major General Nuhu Ambazo, represented stressed that security are major partners in fight against violence against children in the country. In Jos, Dungchung, NTA News.
That's it from Jos. It's back to Ruth in Abuja for more on Nationwide.
Thanks, Enright. Well, let's take a break now. We'll be back on Nationwide, so don't go anywhere.
St. Morumba College, Jos, one of the great pioneer secondary schools in the city of Jos, in conjunction with St. Morumba Old Boys Association, SMOBA and PTA, cordially invite friends and well-wishers to her Diamond Jubilee celebration under the distinguished guest of honor, Right Honorable Simon Bako Lalong, Governor of Plateau State, Chairman of the occasion, Professor Suleiman Elias Bogoro, Executive Secretary Ted Fon, Chief Host, Most Reverend Ignatius Ayo Kaigama, Archbishop Archdiocese of Abuja. Program of events: Wednesday, 13th November 2019, there will be a road walk and awareness campaign from Standard Junction to St. Morumba College by 9 a.m., after which there will be a press conference. Thursday, 14th November 2019, opening mass at St. Morumba Parish by 10 a.m. Medical outreach kicks off immediately after mass and the book dedication thereafter. Friday, 15th November 2019, there will be a continuation of medical outreach and talk show by 9 a.m. at St. Morumba College. Music concert thereafter by 3 p.m. at the College Hall. Saturday, November 16, 2019, Peace Novelty March between SMOBA International Stars and Plateau All Stars by 9 a.m. at the famous Morumba Pitch, while dinner, award night, and a book launch with the title Building Minds, St. Morumba at 60 comes up at 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Eliel Center along Gold and Base Road, Jos. Sunday, 17th November 2019, Thanksgiving and Farewell Mass by 9 a.m. at St. Morumba Parish. Join us celebrate an enduring home of global pacesetters and trailblazers. Announcer, Central Planning Committee.
Meet the dreamer. Meet the stylish. Meet the bold. Meet the inquisitive. Meet the warrior. Meet the master. Meet the realist. The challenge is coming. Unity Challenge. Power, development, and peace. Coming soon.
20 years of travel and counting. 20 years of promoting tourism in Africa and diaspora. Over 3 million kilometers traveled. Over 30 African countries visited. Explored the diaspora in 4 continents. Connected over 100,000 happy tourists to Africa. Reached over 50 million homes. Igniting smiles across Africa and beyond. As Gogi Africa turns 20, we thank you and invite you to join us in the quest for 20 must-visit destinations in partnership with the largest TV network in Africa, the NTA, Ministry of Information and Culture, Ministry of Transportation, Lagos State Government, Canon, Delta Airlines, Royal Caribbean, Tour Brokers International. You too can still be a partner. Call the numbers on your screen or info@gogeafrica.tv. Goge Africa, celebrating 2 decades of heritage, travel and tourism.
Thanks for staying tuned, and right away let's head to Ibadan to join Kemi for more reports. Hello, Kemi.
Ruth, and welcome to Ibadan. An interactive initiative that will make residents of Oyo State participate in the planning of the state's 2020 budget has commenced. The initiative, launched through a town hall meeting, according to the governor, would enhance the open governance agenda of his administration. Correspondent Ayomiku Ajibola has the report.
This is the first time in a series of town hall meetings where the administration of Governor Seyi Makinde will be listening to the people of Oyo State in a bid to prepare a budget that will be suitable for their needs and the overall development of the state.
We are used to government telling us that this is what we want, but you'll be surprised that at times the needs of the people are invariant to what the government is saying they need.
Governor Makinde stated that the program will help produce an all-inclusive budget following extensive consultation. He further disclosed that his government is preparing a 20-year state strategic development plans, in addition to hearing the ideas of how the 2020 budget should be handled.
In the last 5 months, we have increased our ITR by about 400 billion naira. Our 1-year goal is to hit the 4 billion naira mark in ITR by December 2020.
The Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning said the program is another attestation of the all-inclusive nature of governance under the present administration in Oyo State. 2 other town hall meetings will be held in the other 2 senatorial districts. In Ibadan, Ayomiku Ajibola, NTA News.
Osun State Governor has constituted a 5-man panel to work with Oyo State government on how to find lasting solutions to the issue of financial commitment of the 2 states to Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso. The governor inaugurated the panel in Osogbo. Femi Afari-Ogun reports.
For years, there has been constant lingering crisis on Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, on the financial commitment by the government of the 2 owner states, Oyo and Osun. There seems to be hope for the institution, as both states agreed to set up a 10-man panel to resolve the issue. Osun State has inaugurated its own 5-man panel with renowned Professor of Technical and Vocational Studies, Professor Oluwaina, as the chairman. Other members of the panel are Osun State Deputy Governor Benedict Alabi, Commissioner for Education Olayinka Folorunsho, Commissioner for Finance Wole Oyebamiji, and the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Femi Akande.
I therefore enjoin you to carry out this assignment with a high sense of responsibility, integrity, fairness, and patriotism. As ambassadors of the state of Osun, be guided by the Omoluabi fundamentals and the fear of God.
We will discharge these duties very promptly, very timely, and very judiciously.
The Pro-Chancellor of LAUTECH, Professor Oladapo Afolabi, recently brokered a meeting between the 2 owner state governors in Abuja. In Osogbo, Femi Afari-Ogun, NTA News.
The Federal Road Safety Commission, FRSC, Oyo State Command, has launched Ember Month's campaign with a public enlightenment for safe motoring environment. Kayode Oladoshu has the details.
The theme of this year's event, Road Traffic Crash, is an absence of mind. Stay alert, stay alive. The sensitization campaign provides opportunity for relevant stakeholders to call on the public with a measure to create safety on the road as the year is running out and to reduce road traffic crash fatality rate by 35% in the year 2020.
Indiscipline is the cause. Okay, and now that they've taken the bull by the horn, counseling, educating the drivers definitely is going to have great impact.
The command said in the first half of year 2019, it recorded 181 road crashes involving 293 vehicles, while 533 injured and 102 lives were lost. The question now is, how can road crashes be reduced to the barest minimum during ember months?
I will drive this year with full concentration. I advise that we'll be conscious of our safety while on the road.
Human errors, among others, responsible for about 90% of crashes on our roads. And in reducing this, road users need to keep up to the task of not violating traffic regulations, especially this period, which is characterized by high vehicular movement on the road. In Ibadan, Kayode Oladoshu, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. Ruth, it's back to you.
Thanks, Kemi. All right, in response to the diversification drive of the federal government, young Nigerians are making waves in various fields of endeavors, largely inspired by progress in science and technology. Some of such young Nigerians who were guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria urged the youths to quit searching for white-collar jobs and tap on their creativity towards self-reliance and to boost the nation's economy. Patricia Esamiloba has details.
Quite a number of Nigerian youth have been making the country proud by working on innovations that are inspired by gaps in the society and turning themselves to budding entrepreneurs.
You can be able to access quality healthcare service at the comfort of your home via our platform, either through a video call, audio call, or using our chatbot. Then two, there are times that in terms of emergency, you can come to our platform, then you order for a medical doctor, then the closest medical doctor to your location can come attend to you, just like the Uber.
It takes so long to see a doctor, and it costs so much to see a doctor. So we're trying to break down these barriers that limit access to healthcare in Nigeria. So we're focusing on access as it stands, and we're doing so primarily using a mobile app. As it stands, you just download the app, create an account, you're able to select from the list of available doctors and hold online consultations. So upon holding that consultation, you're able to receive a prescription and a diagnosis as applicable.
We are working on developing ourselves. First of all, on human development. We realize that people are the backbone of society, and a lot of people that are unemployed, which the footwear industry can create so much opportunity for them.
I went for a training on hydroponics that I learned how to make this fodder, and with this fodder, in 7 to 9 days, we can be able to feed our cattle. And this can be done all year round without waiting for any season.
Though funding still remains a major challenge for these young Nigerian entrepreneurs, they believe entrepreneurship can reduce the burden of expectations on government as well as the constant pursuit for white-collar jobs.
We felt that this was a really, really amazing time and place for us to be able to get our feet in the ground with young Nigerians and enhance them and grow with them and guide them to be successful in their entrepreneurship startup companies.
The guest appealed for more stakeholders' collaborations as well as an intervention from relevant ministries, departments and agencies of government to harness the energies and productivity of the youth for national growth and development. Patricia Esamiluba, NTA News.
Young minds breaking boundaries. Let's talk sports now. Youth and Sports Ministry to roll out more developmental programs across the country. Gift George has this and more on Sports Update.
The Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development has concluded arrangement for a grand reception of International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach, who will commence a 2-day working visit to Nigeria on Wednesday. Permanent Secretary in the ministry, Olushade Adeshola, while speaking with correspondent Clement Onoro-Toba in Abuja, says the IOC President visit will be heralded by the 2019 African Youth Day celebration on Tuesday, where the country's national youth policy will be launched.
That policy of government says he's lifting 100 million out. It means he's lifting 100 million
youth out of poverty. It is very significant to us. We have been working on various initiatives to realize that policy.
Football followers have charged Nigeria's under-23 Eagles to do everything possible to get a win against Zambia in their second match of the ongoing CAF Under-23 Championship in Egypt. The Nigerian team, who lost in its first game by a lone goal to Cote d'Ivoire on Saturday, needs a victory over Zambia on Tuesday to keep their hopes alive of picking one of the tickets for the football event of Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games.
They know the task ahead. I believe tomorrow they are going to perform. They are going to play because tomorrow's game is do or die.
Losing the first game, there's nothing to do. He has to win the 2 games, then he can come up to semi-final.
Nigeria's 3-on-3 basketball team made a remarkable impact at the just concluded FIBA Africa 3-on-3 Nations Cup, which ended in Kampala, Uganda. In the under-18 girls, Nigeria won the bronze medal after beating Congo 8-6 in the third-place match. The Nigerian girls narrowly lost to Uganda in the semi-finals. In the under-18 boys, Uganda beat Nigeria 12-17 in the third-place match. However, Mustafa Oyebanji of Nigeria made it to the team of the tournament. A 2-day Scrabble competition for secondary schools has ended at the Oluwemi Kayode Stadium, Ado-Ekiti. Ayodeji Ogunshake reports that about 20 secondary schools in the state participated at the championship, which aims at discovering talent in the game as well as build their intellect on the basic techniques of the game.
Most of them, short, the 2 that came first, they are small in stature, but there's something upstairs.
Fadipe Adeniyi emerged winner in the male category, while Lucy Olatunji was champion in the female category. With Sports Update, Gift George, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari expresses deep sorrow at the passage of his ally and friend, a man he usually calls the indomitable Tam David West. A statement by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, says the president commiserates with the David West family, the people of Buguma, Kalabari Kingdom of Rivers State, the academia, and all those who loved the forthright Tam David West. President Buhari praised that God will rest the soul of the committed nationalist, urging all those who believe in the ideals he espoused to emulate same for the betterment of Nigeria and humanity in general. And that concludes Nationwide today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I am Ruth Aguela. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.